Yeah, I think it's. I'm worried. I still hold my worries. While the set is pretty godly, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a hat that's important.
Yeah, the hats are important. They're pretty important right now. But yeah, so we do see that's going to be an offline Razor, and Mickey is going to TA. Puck does have issues against TA. She can't really burst down. TA can kind of push it against her and harass her in ways that Puck doesn't really want to get harassed. Most mid laners have to do these big wind-up spells that Puck can easily phase shift away from, but TA doesn't really do that. She kind of just sits there, right-clicks you, or right-clicks the creeps, and you kind of just get bursted down. You can't really burst around the team. Right rotations come in. Kazar, Pablo might not be able to get as much onto Kazar. He does go towards that mid lane and roaming in.
Yeah, I think a huge amount of what happens in the early game is going to be decided by like how the Puck decides to use his illusionary orb in the middle lane. If it's on cooldown, there's going to be a lot of issues with him getting ganked, especially by heroes like Shadow Shaman and Shaker, so he's going to have to hold on to that.
Game number 2 starting in just a quick minute. We'll be right back. Tuho have the cushion. HellRaisers need to win this game if they want to stay in the tournament. My name is Dragon Dopa, joined by Neff as well as DFB, and we already see these early movements as is standard. The wards have all been placed. I don't think anyone's scouted anybody out this time around, so no easy D wards. Unless they figure out that the small camp is blocked up top here, I guess.
Yeah, talking about going into what I was talking about yesterday, was it against the second series, I believe? It might have been the first, I forget. 7-hour cast left me pretty tired and out of it. All of it just kind of merged together.
Yeah, I never remember my previous cast.
But a lot of...
Like, you can ask me now or later what heroes were picked. I'd have no idea without looking it up. So
yeah.
I'm with you there.
But going back to what I was talking about before is, I think these days people are starting to have players learn multiple roles, or like the skill cap Dota is just getting high enough for people to be able to play in multiple roles as well as they used to be able to play in a single role.
Yeah. I was expecting him to roll in there, but he's just going to steal the punch rune anyway. Now Mickey, he was running interference and now the J4, well, can't really fight against both of these, not with these 74 base damage that he has to offer. And the Banner Monster there as well.
Alright, debated.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe Pandora was saying earlier that they play the heroes and then they play wherever it's the best matchup.
Neff was saying
wherever they're comfortable with it. So yeah, you were also saying that yesterday that these role switch ups are something that a lot of teams do more and more these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just goes back to, again, what I was talking about. It fools the enemies into thinking that you're playing a certain hero in a certain lane. So you can change matchups just based on like who you know is going to be playing a certain hero in a certain lane. And I guess in a situation like this even, you have a Razor against a TA when the enemies might not have been expecting that. When they see the off-lane player from last game now mid on the Razor, they see him on the Razor and they think, okay, he's heading down to the off-lane. We're gonna be fine.
Milan. He has a fissure here to try and slow him down. A couple of right clicks will do the trick. Very fire delaying it, but not long enough. Kaiser too fast. First blood in his pocket. Good start for him this time around. Yeah. Yeah. Best TA players know the intricacies of how exactly it bounces. I could never figure that out. But yeah, Pablo down here gets slowed down. Actually, does have the roll available, but he gets shackled out of it. It's a bit of an issue. He's gonna die here, isn't he? Throws down a stone on 33, but it's not gonna be enough. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well played by him. Yeah, indeed. Looks like top lane. Not much action happening up here, and we see Sven already throwing out 2 storm bolts. Interesting choice of skill build on the Sven, going 2 points in greater cleave. It's gonna push out the creep wave, but I guess it also lets him harass the boar from inside the lane. So that must be what he has in mind for going that skill build, and he can hit the boar and it'll cleave onto the Beastmaster. You know, just Garter adapting to that situation very well with the change in his skill build. Looks like he puts a lot of thought into the things that he's doing.
Isn't that all the normal skill build, maxing that out first so you can just farm next items in the jungle stacks?
You hold on to the points so you don't push up the lane. Yeah, and they'll put the supports a little bit ahead, which is really important this patch, in my opinion. Actually, I think it's always important. It's just now we see it a little bit more, because having your supports be able to brawl better with the enemies from having more levels is more worth than leaving it gold starved for the sake of your carry being slightly more ahead.
So far it's kind of working out. Sexy Bamboo is not getting as much as Mika on the puck down today, and the offlane is almost level 4. Even got last hits that he almost missed due to the Orb of Venom taking the creep out. That was quite funny to see. Bumble.
But the board is stopping them from being able to chase him down.
Yeah, insane. I think he's the 2 losses that he had actually came from the boar. Beyond that, he hasn't fed much more. Down bottom, actually, Pablo. Bit of trouble again here. Mika also being right-clicked down. Bit of a stun, but the shackles keeping him in place. Mika will get out. Pablo not so lucky. Another death down here. Oh, Pablo, okay. Keep it to the mid lane. He is level 2, so does have the storm to follow up a Kaiser. Protected enough by the refraction charges. Quite bad. One here now with the static link coming back. There's no way they actually kill that hero. Just asserting a bit of dominance here. Ever so slightly seems like an understatement in this situation, that's true. Almost. Yeah. You might want to go again. They see the Kaiser doesn't have too much mana to work with, so only the 1 reflection left available for him. Pablo's still sticking around the roll. Will actually connect. Milan's there as well though. The stun will actually miss from the stone. Now the body blocks here from the Earthshaker. All of a sudden it's Pablo who once again finds himself in a position of trouble. Does have another roll to work with, but Milan keeping very close, looking to block it out. Doesn't really find the angle. Maybe now, no. Can't roll to the creeps and lie himself even, so. It's J4 who zaps him down with his own rotation. Yeah.
Space created though, forced 3 heroes into the jungle to chase him there, you know? Razors farming the lane happily as that happens. Not the most ideal situation, of course, for Pablo, but he made the most of it by running as far away as he could, keeping the TA chasing him, so it's something. I think you mean a...
Look at the bottom lane right now, Mika. Almost dies to the Zapsy and the right clicks with the DD rune on J4. It's actually extremely scary. Instantly bring down Mika, now look for Pablo. The shackles, the right clicks. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Double kill for J4. He's 4-0-1 right now. Who's the real carry?
Yeah, my question to Delta is, does it really matter that they're getting all these kills here at bottom? Like, are they going to be able to meet the win conditions just by this lane dominating? Do they have enough?
He's dying again. Oh.
Dominating spree ended though.
Yep. Three heroes around, slow, the hacks, the shackles coming out, Kaiser with the damage, Milan with the follow-up control. Just making it look easy, 8-1 now for the side of HellRaisers. So, yeah, I mean, with all these kills, Kaiser, despite the last disadvantage, he is keeping up in terms of net worth. He's even 200 gold ahead of Quake after this one, so these need time. Desolator Blink Dagger from a Templar Assassin is the kind of thing that can take a game over.
I still think, regardless of that, the game is in the hands of Tuho. Like, what's
like, we're seeping right into that. The control is there this time. No damage from the TA. The turnaround is happening quite far. Actually, there's a lot of damage here between the right clicks, and now the stone J4 is a dodger, but it forces him to a bit of an less safe path, but far enough away regardless.
Yeah, again, like I was saying, regardless of HellRaisers being so far ahead in kills, I think the Hoes are still getting exactly what they want out of this laning phase.
This is just not stopping. This time Kaiser's there, and this time it does mean it quite dies again. Guys, when is this going to stop? Oh, bottom lane. Pablo and Insania work together to get another kill on their board.
And we'll played by them. I guess you were right about the strength of these wards coming out early.
Oh, insane! Yeah. Gonna die on the slow stand from the trap, the fissure from the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, my joke doesn't work. I was gonna say 1, 2, 3 amount of killing spree, but with the 4 hits, that's a little bit unfortunate. But the tower, it's dead. They're able to keep the walls alive, but just tanking their tower shots themselves. Now another set of shackles. Mika's there with the silence cancelling it quite well. Still a bit of damage stolen. The fissure comes through, and now Pablo from behind with the control just needs damage. Sexy Bamboo choking turns around with the axes. Pablo, first one to fall. Quite unable to get in there to provide what they needed in the damage department. And HellRaisers just one step ahead of Tuho. Everywhere on the map, it seems.
The positioning of the Shadow Shaman is definitely extremely good this game. I feel like he's doing everything he needs to be doing, so right now he's the superstar for sure.
Finding Bambo, I think he tried to TP there, but then he realized, oh man, that's a puck, he can cancel it. Trying to make his way out, but unable to do so.
I still am 100% confident in the statements I have been making about Tuho. Still everything going the way that they need it to go for them to get the win condition. But it would appear that way. But I'm going to stand by my statement to the end.
This is the long game. Kills me nothing, throne means everything. Yeah. I think that good for Puck as well, only 50 gold away. That's another thing. And Lambda Bunny is just farming, and now it gets caught out with a stun. Follow up, not quite there. Dreamcard's still in cooldown, but they did force a TP, if not rotation, from Sexy Bamboo. Who's now grouped up with Kazar and J4. They should have a smoke between them, and the Desolator just fresh and completed. Was it a double smoke? I believe it was. Mistakes were made. Maybe they can get something out of it though. Hopefully, Insane and Pablo sitting on the high ground. Yeah, trying to go the way. Oh wow, the Howl used Pablo with a couple of spells. Now the Dream Call. The Water Community actually catching Mika. He has to get himself out of there, and he will. Meanwhile, God, ultimate rotation. They find the stun of the Kazar. Almost dies, gets refraction off, but can they burn through it? Not quite until just now, and that is Pablo with another roll, securing the first kill of this one. The rest of HellRaisers scatter, and now, well, they can farm wards as well as the Ancients with Garda's ultimate there.
Very good rotation out of oh
wow, what?
Razor.
That was okay, Venomancer.
Yeah.
Oh, 224 damage stolen. But he still makes it out alive. That's kind of crazy. Wish I got that.
Venomancer don't care hero damage, only magical. Anyway, one thing I'd like to point out that happened there is, along with the really good rotation, heading down under the shrine obviously gives the advantage to a team that is fighting underneath their shrine. Like a lot of people who've been playing Dota for so long seem to like forget, because it's not intuitive to how they've been playing the game forever, that you can just TP onto that. But before Garter TP'd, he activated his God Strength just to save a little bit more time between jumping on the enemies and the enemies being able to react to seeing him come in. So it's little execution things like that that really impress me in Dota.
Skarda comes in, punishes the Earthshaker. HellRaisers still committing a lot to take this take this Ancient attack. They also find Mika, now the roll onto the Razor. It takes a lot of damage here. They need Kaiser to get close to bring him down. Garda, that stun. What the hell? Did he dodge that stun with Melt? Not sure what happened there. Kaiser's still super low, but he's gonna trade himself away for quite Pablo. Well, they're fighting under the wall, so that'll finish him off. Now it's Garda versus 33, but Garda, the Sven's actually one having TP out despite having double damage and everything, but slowed down with all this poison. 3-for-3 trade in the end. Very scrappy fight indeed, but who came out ahead here, considering the Ancient stack or the rest of it was also stolen?
I'd say that HellRaisers came out ahead there. I don't think wanted that fight at all, but they just had to take it. They didn't really have any other option.
Oh, they're alright? Yeah. It's also really important, I think, for Sven to survive and do well in these fights. Would you agree, or?
Yeah, I think it does.
Oh. J4 Stolen Gale as well being used. Nice to have for Insania. That's a swift kill on him.
Things are definitely speeding up a lot since this Puck managed to get his Blink Dagger. The HellRaisers controlling the flow of the game before that, but again, just being able to get in close to the enemy's instant silence for both Earthshaker and Shadow Shaman is super effective against those heroes. Along with the Dream Coil, so good for keeping heroes into position for this Sven. I imagine that he's going to be building a Aghanim Scepter in sync with the time that Templar Assassin wants for BKB. But we'll see. Puck, Dream Coil.
The Puck, yeah. It seems like an X game.
No.
Yeah, I was slightly confused as well, I have to admit.
Did I say that?
I think you said Sven, yeah.
Ooh. Everybody's a carry now.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I mean, I was telling you about the power of friendship last game. Look what it did. All the saves. It just won them the game. He's just contributing to the power of friendship with his Aghanim Scepter, letting him share his god strength. I'm gonna try my darndest to own it. That is my job, as their drag and drop told me yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. All he's doing is just putting the lessons that I gave him yesterday into practice. Like, if you say something stupid, just have to have some weird justification for it to make you appear smart regardless.
Yeah. So. I mean, I'll look stupid to anybody who like knows that I'm bullshitting, but yeah, viewers will think that I'm very cool and handsome.
Well, time to move on. Let's pause. A brief pause here ended. We're back into it. Down bottom. Resetting up. Game's slowing down a little bit. Another stack here in the bottom entrance.
I don't think they really want to take a fight right now. Sven is farming happily, but as the enemies start to push bottom, he might head in. Having his BKB is really huge for being able to fight into these enemies. He gets caught out by like Hex from the Shadow Shaman, everything from the Earthshaker just being a very annoying hero in general this patch, as Delta was talking about yesterday. So not being able to be kited by these enemies by having his BKB and holding enemies in place through Puck Dream Coil is going to be like key to steamrolling over these enemies and winning. But once they have that, I'd be pretty interested in seeing how HellRaisers responds to it. Yeah.
Well, deep it into defend this tier 1 mid, so this... Yeah. Should be fairly quickly here, just between the Meld and the Desolator, and or even have the Necronomicon from Sexy Bamboo going that old school Beastmaster Zoo build. And yeah, it's gonna be a free Roche Tuho. Not choosing to try and contest this one.
Interesting choice.
Probably a wise choice.
No, it's still too difficult to fight at these enemies, especially for this Sven, until he gets his BKB. He's very close to it. Pretty good decision making by him to know that with the BKB he'll have a better chance of fighting the enemies who have the Aegis than trying to run in there, stop them getting the Aegis without the BKB. Yeah. He's a man who knows what's important. I respect that. And of course everybody on his team, I'm sure, have come to the same conclusion.
How much is HellRaisers able to get in this kind of a timing window with Tuho's having to play more defensively and passively? I mean, they got Aegis, they're gonna get another tower here. Is this too much to give up?
Yeah, they sorry for interrupting you, continue. But their timing window might not be as big as most people would think, because the Sven just finished his BKB. So even with the Aegis, I believe that he's able to fight into these enemies now and just slaughter them with the amount of control that they have through and control and disruption of like the backlines through Dream Coil and Winning Rift.
He actually had that for a while. I think he went blink before Veil.
Yeah.
Yeah. He set the blink as early as Sven had, I think. So, around the same time.
So, like we said, we're not any better than players. Actually, casters, I'm sure, make a lot more mistakes than players do. So, if we didn't make any mistakes, we'd be playing and not them, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow. See, this is the power of friendship, much like Tuho.
I just don't even have the mechanics and the practice. Like I know that what I'm supposed to be doing, but I can't mechanically do it, and sometimes I just make bad decisions because I don't think about it. Even though it's super obvious what I should have been doing instead of running into 5, you know.
Yeah,
there's a lot that.
Oh boy.
But there's a lot of conscious effort that you have to put into this constantly while you're playing a Dota game. It's really crazy.
I'm sure the inconsistencies in my play drive drag and drop absolutely crazy because he has no idea what I'm going to be doing at any given point.
Pretty much, yeah. But now I know what Tuho's going to be doing. They're smoked up, they're wrapping around, but the Plague Ward's timing out, but they find them first. Now they're the ones being hunted. J4 looking for it. There's a Hex. There's the wall's being dropped out. Paddle with Stone trying to drop Taser from behind though. It's a bit of an issue. Gada finds a stun, and now a couple of swipes, couple of right clicks there. The Raw to control them up. Kaiser now with the swipe down, trying to finish him off, but quite fast there as well. That is triggered. Gada trying to TP out, will barely be able to make it. Another Stone actually catches Beastmaster in the back, and the stole damage over time will actually take him out. That's Mika finding the last bit of a hit there, while Kazar trying to find Quaker, but overall that actually worked out extremely well for Tuho. As I say that though, Mika is not out of the woods yet. Can maybe try and play his way around it though. Still, only some poison sting ticks on top of him. Not enough to cancel the blinks. And does have enough mana for TP. Blink to the other side, so well played there. Able to TP out of it.
Yeah, was that Fisher on cooldown from the Earthshaker? I'm pretty sure it was there. I think it came off cooldown just as he got over there, so there was no way for them to be able to disable the Flink Dagger on that fog. Besides, it's impossible to figure out which direction he's going being inside the fog, but Venomancer managed to figure it out just a little bit late, or no, Gale came off cooldown just then. He didn't figure it out late, so well played by him. Really good prediction. And
so it means we have some time to dissect this team fight, and pretty much, yeah. I'm sure that has happened before, but anyway, it's kind of crazy to me how well it still worked out for Tuho, despite them being scouted out as they were trying to go in for the smoke wrap around. Yeah. Can't draw on the map now, but you can see the new mini-map.
Excellent point, dude. I not see that at the start of the fight, or think of that thinking something didn't go quite right for HellRaisers there. They actually went through the Aegis through that fight too, so given circumstances in the fight, I thought Tuho did really well, so that was the little thing that didn't add up. he manages to get that BKB off before anything touches him. But I'm going to top. Sorry for talking over that one, but
it's fine. Like, yeah. Well, whenever there are pickups like this, mostly I catch them on camera, and everyone sees what's happening, so I don't need to interrupt.
Except for Neff.
Yeah.
Who's thinking about Sven things. But yeah, like I was saying, if he manages to get that BKB off before getting disabled by anything on the enemy team, they're going to be in a much better position. But Beastmaster was the last pick, and they knew that there was Sven. So Beastmaster was a pretty amazing pick, in my opinion. That roar is going to be super important when that BKB heads down to 5 seconds. Being able to lock down that Sven, stop him from having a BKB, and like running over your team is huge. And that, if anything wins HellRaisers this game, I'm going to say it's roaring Sven during his BKB. In the late game. During the BKB, for sure. I mean, he doesn't even necessarily have to get it. He can hand it off to one of his allies, which might actually even be better because then they can see when the roar is coming.
3-3 has the halberd and the 4-staff, also great ways to 1 break the Lincolns and 2 just control Sven even through the BKB. If you can get the halberd off before it, it's almost like he's roared because you can't really do anything for a couple of seconds. But now, for now, yeah, they find him. Great kill the gas here. If they can finish it off, it's actually taken them quite a while. Kaiser is thinking about trying to go back in, and now the ultimate lands on a couple of heroes. Insania holding on to the wards. Meanwhile, in the back, the Pablo going in a bit too deep. It's creating space, gathering intel. Now, oh god, look at Mickey. He's almost sticking out to Dot. He'll be, oh, not be fine. That's been a tick finishing him off, and now on the side of the trees, they find Gotter. An absolute disaster.
Yeah, that's that puts Tuho in a very bad position right there, losing all those heroes just for the sake of the Venomancer, especially Sven. Sven dying there is huge. He's not farming, none of the lanes are being pushed out, all the lanes are getting pushed in. They're gonna have way less map control after this. TA takes his tower down here, and they're gonna have less space to farm. So in the grand scheme of things, Sven dying right there is pretty big.
Yep.
Yeah,
bottom should also be falling in with the wards being committed. Tuho unable to really do anything about this. Except farm them up after the fact here with Insania, still holding on to these plague wards. One half time left, and now they're looking for more Pablo. The stone comes through, he'll hit the silence but not the stun. Now make it, oh Kaiser. That'll be a good one, the instant lift. Insania with the precast, the BKB comes through, quite by stealing damage though, and there's no reflection for another couple of seconds, but the rest of the team coming in to try and help the Echo Slam, the control instead. Push back there from Pablo, trying to keep Koikba alive, and he pushes him all the way to the shrines, and they'll be successful once again, giving his own life for the cause. Mika, well, he also has Venoman's ultimate ticket away at him again. Licking out on the spaceship, Koikba with the TP will be brought down with the help of the crease. Now gotta turn things around, finding out the first kill, pops the BKB, 33. Unable, not the, well, the evasion works in his favor. I don't even want to look at it because Kaiser still gets the blink out, courtesy of refraction. The top lane, the tower goes down. He's focusing on the range tracks. It's unhealable damage. He'll be able to take it down even. No one's responding to this until just now. Buyback on Razor to try and scramble towards it. Insania, he stole the Venoman's ultimate. Didn't actually catch anybody though, outside of the Templar Assassin though. Without a follow-up, it's not going to be enough to really kill him. Got her. Well, flicking away and dodging each other's stuns. The fight will slowly wind down. Milan actually sticking around way too far forward, so he will be tracked down inside the trees. More than likely, maybe not. Blink Dagger will be available. He gets out, blinks up instead of down into the loving arms of Garter. Controller's there, another stone. Sounds will miss. Finally, they track him down. Space created. Great success there for HellRaisers overall, isn't it?
Yeah, HellRaisers is just pulling further and further ahead with some of these engagements, little things happening, just making the fight go in the favor of them. They're not quite able to kill the TA, they're not quite able to get back in time to stop the Beastmaster. This very small things are adding up to be something very big. Absolutely. Definitely not in the... Before I said everything was going, still meeting the win condition, like, still slowly pulling ahead for Tuho. I don't really believe that's the case anymore. Like, a lot of these things that have happened are, like, outside of, like, what's, like, still bringing the game slowly towards their favor.
Spikeman smoke.
Oh, come on, man. Definitely said Puck, and as you can see, Puck actually, after finishing his Yules, is going for that Aghanim Scepter I was talking about. Nef 10.
Yep.
Foxy minus 10,000.
For this particular issue. 17. They're definitely struggling here. They will get the tier 2 at the very least, before they have to return to defend their base. Melee still standing up top. It's good enough without the range, but it might not stand for too much longer. Kazar with the Aegis in hand will be able to front on for a little bit. Very hard to bring down once, let alone twice, and now Mega initiated on, but the lift is there. Follow up a stun. Gotta looking to finish off. Double force off in the back, and now the coil on 3. Can they turn things around here? That's one down. That's a Shadow Shaman. The Roar, though, controlling up the Sven. Milan looking for the Echo Slam, but he's being ticked away at one more swipe for a double kill. Good. Venomont's ultimate eats the cheese to continue the fight. The disarm now on Sven. He's also super slow. Throws out a stun, though. Kaiser with a big KB will be able to dodge the AoE. Now turning things around on Quarkman. Now Gotta. He has to walk through Gauntlet of War. Triple kills. So DOT ticks them out. 433. This might just be the end of it. Gotta falling there with no buyback. Pablo used his.
Just a couple
still
gold.
has this available. Oh yeah, there it is. Ticking in just now. Razor scrambling back to the front lines. There is Mika coming back without a core though, so they have to try and set up on the top of Assassin. Still holding on to the Aegis. A little bit of damage stolen, but not nearly enough. Korkor will fall. No buyback on him either. And Pablo, well, that's had a bit of a lag spike here, but the fight was already over, and so is this game. I don't really see Tuho coming back from this one. Yeah. Dropping the stun, popping the BKB. They're triggering the Aegis now, but Temple Assassin was just asking for that one, and now Ghana BKB already down again. This is impossibly hard to defend. Milan coming through. Still has the Echo Slam even available. Will get brought down again before he can use it. But it's a 30-3 down. Kaiser, he's still working away at the racks. He doesn't need to defend. That's that out from 33. The Hex comes out instantly. Now the Shackles on very long range. BKB's coming through. A couple of the ultimates available again. The Roar control is there. And this is where the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, it looks like this is all over them. They want to do a little bit damage to the enemy's egos before this game ends, so they managed to wipe them out. It is Mega Creeps though, and while Sven is one of the best heroes of fighting against Mega Creeps, I'm not sure this is where they win. 33 minutes. Having to fight against Mega Creeps on these heroes.
I'm really not seeing it. Not with him being at 14k and compared to the 18 and 21k of the carriers and side of HellRaisers.
But I see no reason why not.
It's in the other direction again, so...
And then
Lambo. Almost got both of them. Almost got Razor as well. We quite good, keeping out just in time.
But that's exactly when the roar comes out from the Beastmaster, like shortening his BKB duration, making him useless, and helping enemies get a little bit further away from him and improving their positioning. I really think that... Oh, sorry, you can... I really think the Beastmaster pickup last, just for the roar alone. Looks like HellRaisers knew how important that would be, so that part was pretty impressive by them. I still want to believe though, so I can be right at the end of this game if they come back from Megas, you know? Please. I beg you.
It's the tiniest chance.
It's Dota 2017. Anything can work. Except maybe not now.
Never mind, yeah. So much for that. Without Guarded is 0 chance. Good vision there, Milan coming through. Doesn't quite have the Echo Slam, would have been even better, but they're cleaving through them anyway. GG will play the lead. So, bit of an anticlimactic ending. We all expected it to work out this way, but great play from HellRaisers, especially after game 1, not really getting their feet off the ground. Game 1 2, bit of a different story. So they tie up the series 1-1. Game number 3 will be next on the list for us here.
You think that you